It is 5 o'clock. It is definitely 5 o'clock because we have Haggis and we have Phyllis already waiting for us. So
Hi,
hello,
Haggis and
Haggis.
Phyllis. Is it Haggis or Haggis?
Haggis Basher.
And I need to know. I've heard of Haggis. I just don't know exactly what it is. But
Well, Haggis Basher, I believe there was a gentleman with the last name of Haggis that was part of Scientology.
oh, okay. But
And
I thought it was a
she's
food too, isn't it? Like a Scottish food or something? Or am I wrong?
we're gonna have to ask Haggis Basher about that.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. Because I thought it was, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I know that's my ancestry, but I don't know the all the ins and outs.
Hey, Chiara. Hi, Mini Minion.
Hi, everyone.
So we have the lovely Audit LA today.
Hi, guys.
Cajun Juju. Hi, Cajun. She's in your chat, or he's in your chat quite often too, huh?
Oh, Cajun Juju.
Uh huh.
Yeah, she is.
And Mandy
Mhm.
Me. Hello, Mandy Me. Okay, so Haggis Basher says, that is what my name is, Haggis. The good, not the Sciento. Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
interesting. But isn't there a Scottish food or something that sounds similar? Or am I wrong? I
I,
could be wrong. I've been wrong quite a few times
I don't know.
about many
Hi,
things.
DT. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, hey, Paula. Haggis is a Scottish pudding lamb.
That's okay. So I was right.
Scottish food.
Heard of it? Yeah, Scottish. Exactly. That's my. I know it's my family heritage, but I've heard of it.
Cricket Cinema. Hello. Good day to all. So, Audit and I thought it would be cool, not only because of the great news lately, but really just kind of getting together and discussing all of these cases that have been going on and our 3-3 wins so far. And just that, hi, Ann Kelly, and that it's just so exciting. And um, I took the opportunity, I couldn't get it. Mandy Me, oh, DOA just drove past the blue building for the first time.
Awesome victory lap.
Yeah, I know we're on a timed mission here because Audit's going down there too. I hope that wasn't a surprised Audit,
No,
but
I mean, yeah, no, I'm waiting for. I have to wait. I couldn't. I wanted to get down to the court, but I couldn't. And I'll eventually get down there tonight to congratulate him in person. But I have
yeah,
to
I
wait
wish I
for
was there and I
people.
could
I
too. Hi,
know.
Scooter Mom.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, that's going to be so awesome that you go. But I did put a little map together, and I'm going to apologize to everybody in California because it cut California off.
They've
Sorry.
been they've been saying that for years, but no, no, no. We're
Cali-
here. We're here to stay.
California dropped off into the ocean, guys. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
But we were looking at all the different cases. So there are, well, 3-1 cases lately, but there have been many cases, especially with the TROs and the Hochstetter and stuff. Most of them have been in California. But we also have cases going on in Texas, Illinois, and Florida, besides all the California cases. And those were, and I'm leading up to what we want to talk about. So, and if you add in all of the claims, the false calls, the swatting, again, California, and okay, we're going to have to do Washington. And so we have California, Washington, Oregon, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, Texas, Minnesota, Missouri, Illinois, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida. All of those states have had false calls for police and fire and swattings just since January. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. It sounds, since it's going across state lines, sounds like it should be a federal issue, in
Yep,
my opinion.
definitely. So I was watching Miriam this morning, Rage of the Dark Arts, and she brought up Jeff Augustine's the Money Scientology Project, the Scientology Money Project. I always get that messed up. And the Bixler, the civil case that was filed. Here, I'm going to read it a little bit. Um, After the Danny Masterson trial in the conviction. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat. Sorry, you guys. So, after the Danny Masterson conviction, on the very same day, he was transferred from Los Angeles, the central jail, to the North Kern State Prison. A motion to file a second amended complaint was submitted to the court by the plaintiffs in the Bixler v. Scientology, David Miscavige et al., in the Los Angeles Superior Court. So this happened December 27th, 2023. And the Second Amendment complaint adds civil RICO to their already filed civil lawsuit. I've completely forgot about that. And again, sorry, you guys, I'm not really paying too much attention. I should be paying more attention to the chat. But that's cool. RICO is a whole new ball of wax besides all of these small, you know what I mean by small cases that are going on. All the claims, all the TROs, all the attempted. Yeah, they are definitely piling on the losses. Absolutely, Amy M. So this RICO case, I'm gonna read a little bit. I know it's small. I'm sorry, guys. But to pursue a civil RICO claim in California, the claimant must establish the following elements: an enterprise existed, check. The activities of the enterprise affected interstate commerce, check. The defendants were employed by or associated with organization, check. That the defendants participated in a pattern of racketeering activities which poses a threat of ongoing criminal activity, check, 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 check. The defendants committed at least 2 racketeering acts while participating in the operations of the enterprise, check, check. So, RICO definitely applies. And, oh, God darn it. Sorry about that. So, again, as stated above, when they were talking about racketeering activity, can include a long list of state and federal crimes. It doesn't just have to be white collar crimes. RICO's been folded in artfully into human trafficking, like with the P. Diddy case, with abuse, child abuse, with, I don't think United Nation of Islam got racketeering. They may have. But it goes further to say, to be charged with a RICO claim, a defendant need not necessarily have known about every aspect of the enterprise, like there was a wide conspiracy. Instead, all that must be shown is that the defendant agreed to participate in 2 racketeering acts, and he knew the general status of the conspiracy. 2, and 3, he knew the conspiracy extended beyond his individual role. Now, I don't know about you, but that certainly puts them in RICO status. Did I lose you, Audit? What happened to my Audit girl?
Hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay.
I must have lost you there for a little bit.
Yeah, I think when you shared it, maybe it put me on the I don't know, because I could hear everything.
Okay, good. Okay. So you're back on.
Okay.
So we're definitely into RICO territory. The Scientology or the Bixler versus Scientology again is off from the Masterson, and it is based on all of the elements of the Masterson case. So, rape, fair gaming, um, going after the LAPD, prosecution, all of that stuff is included in this. So, all of those areas I showed on the map with the false calls, the false claims, the losses in the cases, and the swatting calls are all fair gaming. So this is incredible and incredibly useful to that case, which doesn't come to fruition until September 25. But wow, this is huge.
It's definitely courageous, and I think it's so appropriate, and I think it's just great timing. And by then, all these cases will be cleared, for the protesters, and God willing, all wins, like drastic wins across the board. Like I love today how the judge basically reprimanded and said, almost like to Moxon, that like you've lost credibility in these courts. And so it's going to be really hard for him because he tampered with evidence, allegedly,
Right?
and so they're just hurting themselves. And even to do that, that's you know he could probably get in trouble for that. If nothing else, he's going to lose credibility for it. So I think that once we get through the rest of these trials, and I don't know if he's going to be doing, I don't know where he's licensed to practice law. Is he licensed in the other states? Is he handling everything? I don't know, but it's going to make it more difficult. And so in a year, maybe it's good that it's a year, because by then, too, I mean, how much further are we going to be with the form of protesting we're doing now? Be it the meetings, be the protest, all of it combined, we're going to be in a different place. So I think the timing of it, although it seems like so far away, I think it's probably going to be work out for the best, and I think it's great because I sick of hearing it called the Church of Scientology. I find that to be an offense. But and we could
Exactly.
call it the cult of Scientology, but really I think I'm going to start calling it the mafia or the cartel of Scientology, because in my opinion that is closer to the truth. And if they are looking at RICO charges, it looks like they may get that designation sooner than later. And basically that was the only way, one of the only ways they took down mob, really, penetrated the mafia is through RICO. And that may be, we all think it's just getting rid of their tax exempt status, but imagine if they did win, if she wins this RICO, that would then hopefully remove their tax status, or at least set it up for that. Because how can they, you know what I mean? Like, because the only way to get rid of their tax exempt status is if they go against public policy. Well, being guilty of RICO would certainly fall into that, I would think. I'm not a
E-
lawyer,
Exactly. Well,
but putting that out there.
a lot of these crimes and these issues that they're doing, fair gaming, all of that is violating public policy. It truly is. It's just getting it on record, one, and two, getting them into a lawsuit. Like some of these cases, like um, with Scotty's case today, Danny's case, and who was the first case?
It was Danny. Wait, now you're making me think. I was the
Well, William. So there was, of course, William and Scotty, and then Solomon.
Oh, Solomon's case. That was the other one, right? That was
Yeah,
the third one for this week.
Yeah,
And then
Solomon
there
was
was two
against that
more,
CDT guy.
right? And then there was Will and DOA again against La Poubelle with the
Ye-
anti-slap,
Yep, and then it was Streets against Joey, or
right?
Rocket Man, whatever you want to call him.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we really have more than three wins on our side if you really look at it.
Yeah, it was just three
Because
this week. I mean, it's.
Yeah, Scientology is behind all of them. So we've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 8 wins this summer
It's
already
amazing.
against them.
And hopefully by when they do this RICO, we're going to have the rest. How many more cases are there's what
Well,
am I
we've
can do
got,
math?
I believe Pearl
One,
Snappy is
yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay, and then selfless self we have. Then we have
Self is slow.
Nance,
And then Nance Drew. And then Henry.
Henry, yes,
This is Monday.
and then Josiah.
And Josiah. Yeah. Do you know when Josiah's case is?
I don't know. I
Does
think they
anybody
pushed it
remember
back.
Josiah's case when that is? Can
And
somebody?
I know that Kelly's has her calendar, so it'd be on Kelly's calendar.
Yeah, I know, but if I move my
Now, is
the
Henry's going to be in
23rd,
person or is his going to be on Zoom?
Josiah's I believe is in person.
Oh yeah, I'm sure his
Oh,
is
and
listed.
another really super important one on the 10th is the Jane Doe threes case is Wednesday the 10th. So it's
Okay.
on Wednesday
So they're
too.
all coming up one, two, three, and which is good. And all these so far, there's been three different judges, and Streets made a great point that of course, they're all going to be talking to each other. These are, like three different judges had Sciento cases this week. And they all and Sciento lost all of them. They're they're going to have to replace Mox, and he's going to have to do some heavy duty, auditing, getting his TRs in or whatever, because he's in trouble that he can't win,
He's
especially
going to
pro
the
se.
RPF.
He is. Well, because I mean, it's okay. It's one thing, and it's great when you have you say, oh well, he went up against a great lawyer, but I mean, DOA went up against some pro se and still won. I mean, it's just they all won on the merits, and that was a gutsy move on DOA. Like that's takes a lot of courage, but he did it and he won, and that was and it was I think a great risk. Like it's really risky, but I admire his taking that risk because it kicks it just it's a bigger punch against them.
Oh, most definitely. And it sends a huge message,
Yes.
huge message that, look, you're nothing. You guys are nothing. And just
Yep.
knock it off. You're nothing. And to be real honest, on part of me says, um, I wish that they would see where they're going with this, especially with the RICO possibility, that they would just drop the rest of the cases.
Yeah. Me
So that
too.
way, the people that are going through them don't have to go through them. But the other part of me wants to go through them and do the W's and take the W's and just kick ass and say, ha ha ha, you're not going to win, and put some more under the belt, put some more
But
precedents in there.
I am actively working on shaming the city attorney though for going after any of them. So I'm hoping they all, I mean, I know I hear what you're saying too, but I want to keep hard on her, um, though, because she's being used. Heidi Feldstein Soto is a city attorney, but she's obviously safe pointed or she's being used or taking orders or something. That's the fact that she's doing these cases because Gascon has not touched any of them, and she wasn't touching any of them for the longest time either. It was only as of late she's all of a sudden joining in. So I'm like curious what the process was to get that happening because the
Oh,
cases aren't
I
any
would
different.
love to be a fly on the wall after, well, this weekend with all the emails going back and forth. And before
Oh
we
yeah,
forget, Kara and MD Media said Josiah's is October 23rd.
the 23rd. Okay, oh, thank
Yep.
you, Kara. What she's the best with and MD2. Thank you, Kara. Always getting to get that info out. She's a wonderful mod.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's just amazing news, and it's really, I'm so proud of Scotty. We still butt heads about a few things, but that's okay.
Hey, that's what.
We're on the
Hey,
same page about this.
yeah. As long as we're all focused on fighting the same, fighting the same dragon, then You know, that's what we're all doing. We're all gonna fight. Like no no any, like no one always is going to agree with everything every time. I mean, you and I can have disagreements, whatever, but we're all fighting the same, slaying the same dragon.
Right.
And so I am so happy for him. I'm proud of him too. To do that, that took a lot of courage, but it really helped, in my opinion, by him doing this pro se, because he could have done it the other way. Everyone would have helped him to do it that way. With the Lord, there's no doubt in my mind, everyone would have gotten him there. But it just takes it to the next level of shaming them and rubbing it in their face. And
Right.
like I said, that was such a gutsy move. It's like, it's legendary, and I salute him for that. And I thank God, because I was like sweating it out myself. I'm like, oh man, like even though I was at peace, I really thought he was going to win, but at the same time, I'm like, oh man, like, and I know he was too. He's like, should I taken a lawyer, or whatever? But DOA, I salute you. That was a gutsy move, and it went the way it should have gone. And
So I loved your comment this morning when we were talking on Michael's channel, because Michael was afterwards talking to everybody, and you're like, okay, so DOA just needs to go get his attorney license now.
yeah,
Yeah, he needs to get, and then he can
yeah.
just be all of ours attorney.
He's had his first client and his first win, and so he needs DOA. You need to get to law school, and I'll be I'm coming up. I'm a paralegal. I still have to get certified. I'll give me a job. I'll be your paralegal, but
There you go.
you're young enough to go to law school. I don't think I am, but um, otherwise I would. If I was like 20 years younger, I would go to law school to fight all this stuff without a doubt. But he can do it. He obviously he's got that what it takes. So.
Yeah, most definitely. Jess Phi 777 asked, "What is this talk about RICO?" Well, RICO is a racketeering. What does it stand for? Audit? Do you
Um,
remember?
oh man, don't make me. Racketeering, no. Conspiracy. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. I forget. But it's basically a mafia, dealing with mafias.
Right. So interstate, from state to
Yes.
state. So
It's like a criminal mafia enterprise. It has to be a enterprise and a financial gain, for the most part, from the international, interstate
right.
criminal activity.
Okay, Adam, it's time your turn to shine. Tell us all about RICO. I could probably pull up the page and we could do that, but I think it's more fun letting Adam answer the question. I think he did above, and
Yeah, I can't participate in checks. I still haven't figured out how to do the StreamYard thing to my. I'm not the most technologically advanced person in the planet. Let's just say that.
so Amy M says the Racketeering Influenced and Corruptions Organization Act of
That's it.
1970. It seeks to strengthen the legal tools and evidence gathering by establishing new penal prohibitions and providing enhanced law.
Penalties, I'm sure.
So MD Media just said that he just got an email saying that the magic show was canceled coming up in Pasadena. Woohoo!
Awesome. I know we got to support Matt out there in I mean, I see him out there in Pasadena. I've been out there a couple times. I need to get out there again too. Out the because it's their little. It's crazy out there. There is some interesting characters over there. They need some new characters unlocked and stuff. And then I want to check out what their. We should do their meetings.
I was looking at him the other day when Matt had asked me about it when we were on one of the streams, and so I was looking it up, and they do have to where you can call in. They have a registration process, but they don't show. They show the upcoming meeting dates, but they don't. It's like when you click on them, you get past agendas. It's kind of a really weird system online.
That's illegal. That is absolutely illegal.
So maybe you could look at it with me
I'll
at
look
some
at it. Yeah,
point.
because if they don't, they have to post an agenda for a general meeting 3 days in advance, or else it's a Brown Act violation, which we can. Then, if they are doing that, that's a crime, and they can go to the DA's office for that. So, Pasadena better be putting out their agendas. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why I give trouble to the like. I would never go after the neighborhood councils on that stuff. I mean, I ride them on it, but I wouldn't turn them in because, it's a different situation, different relationship, trying to build relationships with them to help them, to equip them to deal with the powers that be. But when it comes to, yeah, if a city of Pasadena is breaking Brown Act, you better believe it. I'll be the first to turn them
Well,
in.
and I'm pretty sure every time somebody goes to Pasadena, the cops get called. I mean, what a waste of money there. That is constant. I see. Matt got called on him yesterday.
Did you know?
Again,
Wow.
he was
Um,
there and he had
I
the
didn't get called
signs.
on. I didn't get called on, but they rushed this one lady was like, answer. I was just asking her nicely, like, what does she like about, and she was like saying all these, she was just talking and nice lady. I enjoyed talking. I would like to talk to more Scientologists to see what they get from it. But they came in, rushed her back in, and if they did call the police didn't show. But we lucked out that day.
Yeah. So Haggis says those little yellow shirted pussy guards.
Yes, yeah, they were so scared, and they rushed her out the back. It's like, oh, SP's out there. Yeah, they're scared of us.
Yeah.
But you keep
Matt
going, Matt,
says,
and he needs that support out there because you need to get his talent. Because I understand, like right now, I'm going bonkers because LA's my home. It's my city. It's like I want to get rid of the Scientology nonsense, but I don't want my city corrupt. It's bugging me. So I can feel how Matt must feel being in Pasadena. It's like same corruption. So yeah, it's not that far away. We got to help him with to get his city in line. Got to get these towns in line.
yeah. And Matt says, every time I go, they call on me. I have a feeling they're trying to get a RO against me. Duh. Duh,
Of
Matt.
course.
And, but next, I'm not going to stop until that happens. Well,
And
no.
even then,
I'll
you're going to
stay
win and
back.
go back. And then, we should just all go. We should all go out to Pasadena and just have a barbecue out there. They have like that little side court, that little side street there, that little alleyway. Just set up shop. That'd be fun,
Oh, there you go. That would be fun.
right, Matt? You know what I mean, right? That little side, that little street, and then it goes around the back. There's like it looks like a really nice place to set up. As long as you allow room for the cars or whatever to go by, we could have fun. Nice barbecue out there.
Have a little tent party.
Yeah.
Would you have to get a permit for that?
You know what? I don't know. Possibly. I mean, you know, LA's not as big on all that stuff, but whatever, we'd figure it out. That'd be
Yeah.
fun. I mean,
Huh.
I
Yeah.
like it out
Then
there. Like,
have it out in front of. Yeah, that would be fun. Matt says, "Yep, that would be fun."
okay, yeah, yeah, because he knows what I mean. He knows what that little alley right there. It has like the little nooks in the back. I love Pasadena, like little and old Pasadena, right? That's a really cute little area. Go out there every couple of months for bike guys' doctor's appointment. But it's nice out there.
Isn't that where the Rose Bowl parade is?
Yes.
Parade
Yep.
is?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, so Matt says, uh, the permit office did say to him he could get a permit a long time ago for a barbecue.
Then I say we should do it. I mean, we
There
should
you
all,
go.
because yeah, I mean, because I noticed how weird Pasadena was. I didn't realize until I did that. What was that thing with the National Night Out?
You
Uh,
got me giving you strange looks. LA, LA is like really weird, and you're calling Pasadena weird.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, LA's. LA is like the weird that I know because I'm familiar with it. So it's like it's no longer seems as weird. But Pasadena was just like I went to because we were out there anyway. So we went to the National Night Out, and it's like all the cops, like everyone, like they just huddled together. They don't want no, like they were throwing a party, but they did not interact with the public. They interacted with like the people that you could tell they knew, like the Scientology, what the drug free America, whatever. And I know all these people probably on their commissions or their their well, if they don't have CPABs out there, but whatever, their
Right.
community groups. So they only spoke really with the people that they knew. They seemed to avoid. So it's like the public and then the cops, but the cops were throwing the party to help interact the community. I don't know. They were just weird. They were weird. And yeah, LA's
Yeah.
weird too. But
So how did you caught the Chicago one today?
Yes,
If
I think, yeah,
anybody,
you did great. You guys did, I was proud of, and I know, Nan says like she's kind of new at it. I mean, you're an old pro. I mean, come on, you and I have been doing
oh,
these for a long
I get
time.
scared. I still shake. I have to write everything down. Are you kidding me? I still get nervous.
Yeah, well, it's like like I don't think I get like I don't, but you get like there's a pressure to it. You know what I mean? And it's going to be for everyone. Like there's a pressure because you're under a time crunch. And I mean, I'm by no means a shy person, but like I still have to sit there and try to in your head time like do I have enough time to make what points I want to make, and so
Yeah,
it can be nerve wracking. So if you're not used to it, or you're not good, you feel nervous with public speaking. I can see it being overwhelming, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Even if your voice is shaking, speak your truth.
still gets on
Period.
record. Yep. And Scientology up north, hello. Marissa, hello. Hey, Nance, how are you doing? I'm
Um,
sorry I'm missing everybody. I'm really, really suck at saying hello to everybody and reading the chat. So I'm
well, tell
very
everyone
sorry.
I say hi chat to everyone. Um, Eventually, I'll have to figure out how to link it to mine. But
Yeah, so yeah, that was really cool getting that on record. And I put them on notice about the RICO.
yes,
And Wednesday is the the problem with Chicago is they do 10 total, 5 in person and 5 on the phone for 3 minutes. So there was only 2 of us on the phone, so they did quite a few in person. But that's all they take. And you have to register. So for Wednesday's city council meeting, you have to register by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, their time, which is Central Time. So that'd be 6 your time in California.
are we? And when
So
is it? It's Wednesday.
it's Wednesday at 10 Central Time. So what you do is you have to register 2 days at least in advance, tell them which committee or council you want to talk to, and then if you get chosen, they call you the day before and give you all the call in information for the Zoom.
Oh man, Wednesday I have the I'll be hopefully down at City Hall, but you'll be on it, right? You're going to
Yeah,
bounce between.
I called to register. I don't know if I'll, yeah, and I'll be on yours too.
Okay. I
But
mean, I
see,
could call the register. Well, what time? What? Wait. So Central time
10,
would be 9. Oh yeah, no, I'll be on the way down. Yeah, I'll be on
10
a
o'clock
train or
is 8
something.
o'clock your time.
Oh, 8 o'clock. Oh, that's when
Yeah.
I'll be because I had to get down there by 10. Um, I had to leave here by 8, so I'll be on like a train or something, buses and stuff. I could still try. I'll put in for it. Like is it
Okay.
the same thing? Only 10 people?
Yeah. Even for the city council. So I'm not too sure if your um,
Well, if I
chances
get
of
picked and
getting,
you don't, then I'll give it to you. You know.
you can't do that. You can't give it
Mm,
up. No. So that's what Nance was saying today. If I get
mm,
picked and you don't, but that it's not because we were both. If you're going to be picked, they call you the day before,
okay.
so you know if you're going to be talking or not.
Got it. Okay. All right. That's interesting. I guess we could all
Yeah,
try then. I could always say never mind or
but they do like LA. They do take written up to I think 2 o'clock Central Time the day before, and it's 2 pages.
okay.
So you could write 2 pages of whatever you want.
You know, maybe I'll do it that way because I'm happy to do that. That's what we all need to do. Like for the meetings we can't do, the more that, um, that you write in, even if it's or to officials. Like that's what I decided to do now too with the mayor. Every time I go to City Hall, I want to file a complaint with the mayor until the stuff is done. And eventually they're going to just get, they get annoyed with it, but it doesn't matter. I see people doing that with the police commission because they post the public comments for them. And it's the same people saying the same thing over and over and over again. But, like you're being heard. So that's good too. Just write the letter.
Yeah. Yep, write the letter. If you're afraid to talk, if you're afraid to voice, then just write a couple of paragraphs. Write what you would want to say and email it to them.
Yes, and sometimes it's yeah, and some like with LA, I think they have it where it's email or sometimes there's a link you have to do, and and then if you can, but don't, I don't want anyone to ever be intimidated to call. It doesn't matter if even if you feel like you're going to freeze, it doesn't matter. You'll get your stride. It may take a few times, or but you will. And at the very least, you've said something. And if you need to prepare a written thing, and then just read it, and that's you're still you're being heard. It's like it's not just. I mean, it's great that I'm being heard. It's great that Mona's being heard, and different people being heard. But this is your chance for you to be heard, because they need to hear from you too. Like your voice matters as much as anyone else's.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it does. Yeah. Adam says either write it down or bring a puppet.
Yeah. Go puppet. Yep. But see, I understand. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that, but I after a year for years, he's been doing that for like decades, well, not go puppet. I think
For those that
15
don't know, we're
years.
talking about goat puppet. Yeah.
Go puppet, yeah. But you can see, like, just me going, like, you go, like, I don't know if anyone call. I posted it, I think yesterday for my when I did the meetings for the committees. Nithya Raman was sitting there, like she would make eye contact, so like to look like she's listening, and maybe she was listening, but she was also on her phone through like my whole comment, and I didn't even really notice during because when I'm in my zone when I'm commenting, I'm like, I'm not looking at them. I'm in my own head. And so I didn't even see it till later, but I need to start to do, to pay attention to exactly what they're doing when I'm talking, but it's funny. And they're just, so I can understand year after year, if year after year, or like year after year with the public works just being ignored and they're on their computer. I can see how you would want to do something to kind of get their attention, if nothing else, to piss them off, sorry,
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
a plane going overhead. But and so, for those who don't understand it, but he invokes a lot of fear into their hearts, because he's not just giving he knows like I don't know what his background is, but he knows a lot of what's going on before it happens, and like so he puts fear into their hearts. So, like I know they hate it when he mentions their name. The other guys, different, but Go Puppet. And but so his stick is like, and there's no, it's a brand, it becomes its own brand. So there's no getting around it.
Yeah, we didn't see any goat puppets in Chicago today. In fact, the one guy said, "What did he say? Shit or ass?" I can't remember what word he
Oh,
said.
yeah.
And he got like chastised big time. You don't use that kind of language. It's like,
It's like, yeah. Well, that would never roll here. I mean, yeah. Here they can't do that. I guess they don't have Brown Act. It's different things, um, but yeah, that was funny. Very different.
very, very different. And even those that were telling those cops off, they were very respectful, polite, even in the way they were talking.
True. Different. Yeah, different vibe. Yeah, LA's different. Whole different. Yeah, I'm not saying it's, maybe they made bad examples, but it is what it is. But they're not afraid to speak up here.
Yeah, and then he started cussing worse. Yep, Cinderella did. Yeah, so 10 a.m. Chicago time for Wednesday. And then I don't know what time Pearl Snappy's case is Wednesday. And then Jane Doe 3's case, I think it starts at 8:30 on Wednesday at your courthouse there in LA.
Oh, it's the same one at the same Stanley Mosque.
I I believe so. I don't know.
I found out that's, I mean, so much. I didn't even realize how close it was to City Hall. I'm learning my own city, because I'm not real. I don't really go down there to that, to that areas, and so it's cool. I'm learning that area. So now that I know where that court is, I want to be able to go more often to this stuff.
Yeah, what time is it? Still at 10 tomorrow? Every once in a while, Haggis, they screw with the time, so it's probably a good thing you're asking. Public No, Public Works isn't tomorrow. Public Works is Wednesday.
Tomorrow is, well, it's the police. It's which I'm hoping to be there in person, because they have the new chief. So I don't know if how many people are going to. I have a feeling it's going to be very swamped. And then the interim chief is getting his hand slapped because he's in trouble for something. Because they always go at the end of the meeting, they go close for all the disciplinary issues, and interim chief Choi is on the list, so he's in trouble for something. But we probably never know what that's about. But and so always look on those agendas too for the names of the, because if any of the names dealing with, because all the complaints we have, you see their names up, then maybe the complaint went through, because it's not like
Wasn't
they tell us.
the new chief is McDonald?
McDonald, yeah, he used to be the sheriff before Villanueva. He got voted out, and then Villanueva came in, and then they hated Villanueva, although he did end up getting better as time went on. But so yeah, so it's going to be up. I think it's going to be an uproar tomorrow because there's a lot of people that are upset that they went out of outside of LAPD, and there's a lot of people who believe that that's what needed to happen. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow, I think.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. And then yeah, Jane Doe is the 10th.
okay, so that's Thursday.
So okay, you're right. I'm sorry, Mandy me. I screwed that one up. So the 10th
That's Thursday
um,
because the ninth
is
is
Pearl Snappy and Jane Doe.
okay. Now, yeah, tomorrow too is going to be just a regular council meeting, and I had to look at what committee meetings there are, if there's any tomorrow. And then Wednesday is the Public Works. She's sorry, and then probably a couple committee meetings and council meeting. But Friday they're closed for Yom Kippur, so there won't be anything on Friday.
And Thursday, Audit and I are doing a live with Poe on the Go to do a mock mock public meeting. So that way, if you want, you can call in and practice doing. It's going to be a public safety meeting. We're going to have police on the board, and we're going to call in and give our public comment, 2-minute public comments,
I love it.
so we can all practice.
I know, and I want to start putting out some videos of just tips or and talking about it, because I think the more people, I think so many people, because I look at how the people already that were at one time saying, I don't know, I feel nervous, I don't know what to say, and now they're like they're doing great. It's like I won't name names, you know who you are, but as they do it, they're like, and they're just their voices. You can hear meeting to meeting, it's just getting more confident, and that's what
I'm going to
happens.
name names. Amy M.,
Yeah,
you rock.
yes,
Amy M., you are doing wonderful. Crackhead
there you
Kenny,
go.
don't know if you're here or not. You rock. You are doing wonderful.
Julie
Henry's doing,
B.
yeah,
All right, we'll
Julie
name the names.
C. and Chi,
Oh
and
yeah,
yep,
yep, Yvonne. Yeah, because it was just you and me. When it was just you and me, and then all of a sudden, but I love it. I think it's great that
yep,
it's just
I love it.
expanding, and I wanted to expand even more. Now with the police, it's like the police one. I don't know. It's kind of because you all have to fight for a spot because it's very limited. But where the public works right now, there is no limitation. So and so that's why now she's always trying to put the comments for last. She's playing a lot of games, and I plan on calling her out on that.
Yep. And Cece called in a couple of times. And Juju, yep. Yep,
Yep.
yep, yep. So, yep, let's name names. You guys have done
Okay, here you go, guys.
awesome.
That's your chat. I didn't want to do it first, but since you open up the door, yeah, they're doing great, and just and I love it when Serge comes, and
Laura and
Laura
Serge have both
and
called in, and
DOA,
DOA.
Henry,
Yep,
you know, it's great. It's like having it's just it's wonderful because like it's been now it's getting more pressure on them, and like at the last Public Works, the vice president actually did a sidebar to the city attorney. So, well, what can the community do if they have a complaint? I'm like, I felt like saying right then, I wish you had asked. Like, thank you for asking today, but I wish you had asked like 6 months ago when we started. But the pressure is getting to them. It is. and they all
Yeah,
know, and this is just a theory, like, from what I heard, they all have their resignations on the mayor's desk. So all the mayor has to do is just sign off if she wants to get rid of somebody. And I think that's what happened to the original president, Garcia. I don't know for a fact. That's just my speculation, because she was really losing it. She was losing control. She was, and then they put in, this one, the vice president's now running the meetings, and she was kind of like a sinking ship. She was acting all kind of, you know, emotional and out of it. And so I think she's calmer now, but now she's playing all these other games. And so we had to hit on them hard in that sense. It's not because this group could put them under, like they have the authority to put Bureau Street Services in check.
they do.
you know exactly. And so the fact that they're not is maybe they don't know that they have this power, so then we need, but I'm doing a CPRA request to make sure of their duties, responsibilities, and their whatever enacted, whatever powers they have, to make double sure. But if it's there, I want to show it to their face. Here, you're over this, what I mean, you need to do your job.
Yeah, and it's pretty sad that we need to do that legwork for them,
Hmm.
unless they're just obviously putting their heads in the sand. But it's sad that we have to do that work for them.
Yeah.
But it's no less than it's like going back to DOA's win today. He that judge came out and gave him a win on every single one of his motions. That's real. That's
That's
impressive.
amazing. It is. And
But
pro se.
he had to tell Moxon about it. And what cracked me up, which is why I had done that comment the other day when we were doing the law one, is
Mhm.
that she had to teach him how to use the internet, how to use YouTube, and he said he wasn't allowed to use YouTube.
I believe it. Jen still uses a pager. Jen's your legal eagle, and she uses a pager. She does not have a cell phone. She cannot text. I mean, I have absolute proof of this. Now, Janet's higher up. She does have a cell phone. She does have text capabilities. Um, and I believe the security guard, what's his name? Osmond, whatever. I believe Parker. I believe he has text abilities. I'm not sure, but Jen does not. Imagine that.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine that. And they're, all of the people that are there, the Sea Org and or even the staff, all they have is email.
Yes.
Amy M says, Audit, you have written a telenovela.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, I came to here to Hollywood. I wanted to be that's one of the things I wanted to do was to be a writer, which is funny. So I'm glad I'm able to bring I love to write into this. It's great. But part of the reason why I do it that way is because, you cannot hit anyone with slander if it's fiction. So you can have a fiction. That's how the anyone in, these TV movies, they always say it's a fictional account based on true stories.
Oh,
That's
right.
how
Yeah.
that's how you cancel any slander. Because I don't want them coming saying, "Oh, you're slandering me." It's like, well, it's fiction. I keep saying it's fan fiction. It's obvious fiction. So you can't say I'm slandering you, but it's based on true events because it's the real emails. So,
Right.
and it gives me the fun of I love to write, so it
So
lets me tap into my creative side.
Haggis was asking, so how do they clip videos for showing the police if they cannot use YouTube? Well, I don't think, um, I think security does it or somebody outside does it. And then it's like that explains why they had all of those stills, all of those photos,
Well,
rather than the videos.
yeah, but they could. I mean, because we were bike guy was threatened with it, and I know they can do it. I talked to Slow White about this too. I asked him on one of the meetings because they have a massive amount, and he even agrees that they do have a massive amount of surveillance. He was actually agreeing with me, and that now that City Council passed a law that LAPD has the right to use private. They can tap into the private security things
Yep.
And so with their security thing, it does, they have uplinks now. So all their videos, they can uplink it directly to LAPD. So they can work with, the videos, they can uplink it. And, it's just maybe they, and they also have movie studios. So they have a
That's true.
very extensive movie studio. So they know exactly, Laura's mom is one of their editors. So she could definitely whip together the videos. They didn't want to do it because it made them look bad because, you know,
Yeah,
let's
Peter,
just be
I'll ask
honest.
that question in just a second, Peter. Yeah, Peter's got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
He says, Audit, who was the person, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, who was the person, entity that agreed that the planners were ADA violations? Is it time to go back to that person, entity, and ask why the planners haven't been removed?
Yes, I am going back to them. Because well, they told me it was the. Remember, I don't know if y'all saw. I bumped into the city council person, Hugo Soto Martinez, and he sent me up to his staff, and so I'm in contact with his deputy, and they're the ones that told me. He assured me that they've been told that they need to be moved, and all that, and yeah, and they said by phone, they didn't, he said he doesn't think they got posted on the planners, but they definitely got the mail and they definitely got phone called. But he said, but don't expect the city now to, like, they're going to give them a certain amount of time. It's going to be a while to follow up. But he goes, really, to be honest, he goes, the city's doesn't place a priority on planters. So he goes, I wouldn't expect the city to come in and do it. And he goes, I wouldn't, if I were you, I would not expect that. So I'm giving him some time, but that now it's, you know, so I want to, like continue with that because I did remind him, but it's a federal ADA issue. And I want to tell you though that that doesn't really scare them because it's not you can explain that part better, why it doesn't scare them. So right now we're just, um, so I'm gonna go back to him again and ask for a follow-up, like what the timeline is and all this stuff. Because I'm pretty sure though, down the street, the city did come and remove the planters for this. I'm not 100% sure if it was the city, but
Somebody did. Yeah.
somebody removed it on because they're saying they won't allow it because it's considered an abuse for the unhoused community. It's because it's put out to prevent and encampments, and LA City has taken a moral issue that that's wrong. Although the mayor's patting herself on the back for taking away tents, saying, "Oh, you don't see tents anymore." It's like, yeah, there's less tents, but I'm seeing more and more people sleeping on the street without any shelter now because they don't, no tent. They're out in the baking in the hot sun, or they're going to be in the cold in the near future. So she shouldn't be patting herself on the back, but
Right.
that's where we're
So
at with
there's
that.
a couple of comments. One, hello, first audit.
Oh,
Um,
hi
hippie,
everyone.
hippie Chick had a comment saying, I think many people would appreciate lives about the meetings. The issues run ideas by each other, like practicals. I mean, in addition to the great lives, it would be cool, like us getting together and sitting around a, a,
Okay.
a virtual coffee table and talking about what's going on and where it could go. That's
I like that idea.
That'd be
I
kind of
love
a
it.
good idea.
It is. I just have to right now, and because I do want to do, like do this like with the StreamYard and doing where we can discuss or have like instructions or whatever, like this kind of roundtable stuff. I think it's a great idea. I just have to learn how to use StreamYard and be able to do it.
Yeah, technicalities are a little bit issues.
Yeah, but I think
And
it's a
then
great idea. Who
does
did
it
that? Hippie
matter
chick?
to you? Says it would be nice to find the fine scale for violations and present that at a city council with real numbers, like maybe how many violations they have and what the fine would be, and kind of add it up.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I could see PRA. I was about to do because I tried every week to do more. They hate me. They absolutely hate me because of the number of CPRA requests I have.
That sounds
I'm
like a
known.
great project for somebody.
Yes, yeah, and so I don't mind adding that because right now I'm about to CPRA request the heck out of the city attorney's office. The police are still yeah, because the police only has, I think, one person working the CPRA, so they, yeah, they're not happy with me. But oh well. So I was going to switch departments and get different ones.
It
But I love
was
that
like,
idea. It's a great idea, right? Show the money. Here's the money
yep,
you're missing out on.
yep. That was one of the ways that we caught OIG, is showing them how much all of those false calls and the swattings were costing the city. And I think we ended up, the last we looked was like $270,000 in just a couple of months. That's absolutely ridiculous, a waste of resources.
Well,
Um,
that's why we might have to, I've been wanting to also to get into with Mejia, because the controller's office, he's very much about the money and the, and everything. So that might be another avenue to bring these concerns too, that, you know, they're costing the city money with these fake swattings, but then when the city could legitimately make money with all these fines, and this is what bothers me too, like with Henry's case, is what I'm pushing, is that they're not doing anything to the to Scientology, who is putting out the stuff without a permit, covering the entire easement, which they do not have a right to do. And instead of reprimanding or fining them, they're arresting and making somebody fight, facing possibly a year's worth of jail time. Sorry, plain. Um,
Criminal charges, yeah.
Yes, criminal charges for just making it ADA just compliant. Is picking up, basically it's like picking up the trash. There is no permit for it to be there. There is no signs of ownership. It does not say, do not disturb, none of that. It was just blocking the easement, which he has a right to access. We all have the right to access. It's public. So basically, it's like if you walk by bulk trash. If you're, if you, it happens to me all the time. Like all the time, we're going and there's going to be beds, bulk trash out, and it's going to be covering the sidewalk. And bike guys, that's why he'll be, moving the furniture so I can get by. What he did is nothing different. It's
you're,
nothing different. He
you're right.
moved the trash, and he's looking. So I'm like, that's this, and the fact that she's even doing this needs to be called out, because that is not a criminal act. And but them putting it there, if it's not criminal, it's definitely should be, they should be fined, they should be in trouble for it, there should be something. And so that's why I'm like really upset with, Heidi, besides all the other stuff that she's being accused of, in the
Right.
papers and stuff. But that's my sticking point with her right now.
Yeah. Cece, if you email that to me, I will get it to Audit and Henry if you want. Be more than happy to do that. I'm trying to keep up with chat here.
What does she have?
Marissa
What does Cece
says
have?
she emailed Taco Bell corporate because Leah and Danny noticed a Scientology billboard above the Hollywood Taco Bell cantina.
Oh well, yeah. You know what? Yeah, because I was told by people, don't even ever eat. There's different restaurants up and down there that they're very much in. I don't know if they own part or own some of the buildings. I don't know, but I've been warned numerous times to stay away from certain restaurants up and down there if you're not Scientology friendly. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
So, Rib Guy, does it matter? Are you serious? The barbecue at Blue at 4:20?
Is it at 420?
Is that when it's supposed to be?
That's funny.
If so, Audit may need to get her butt a moving to get there.
Yeah, I have to go soon. I don't know if I could get there right on time. I'm waiting for, because I have a Tatology, and Jules wants to go too. So I'm just waiting there. I
There's going to
think
be a
Tatology,
party
yeah.
tonight down there. Yeah, as I said, I'm missing out. I wish I was there.
I
Maybe
know.
if you stream, I'll come into your chat and we can.
Oh yeah, I definitely plan on streaming.
I'll come. I can be the little devil on your shoulder.
I love it. Like, except you're always the angel. But I'm hoping, I want to see if Ted's there. Like, it's just gonna be fun to see their reaction. So
Ted
yeah.
meet Danny and DOA.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, yeah. And then I'm wondering what's going on with that too. I haven't heard back, because I did file a complaint with, because they were trying to get out of it. They didn't want to take ownership of that complaint with the what do you call it, the BSIS, for that's the licensing agency for security. And my
Right.
complaint
Yep.
wasn't against Ted specifically because I don't even know his name. You have to have their name and their guard card number, but I did it against his company. And so they were trying to say, oh, it's not our purview. And I'm like, yes, it is. And so then I talked to a supervisor, and she said she was calling them directly. And I need to think, I'm glad I'm remembering this because I need to follow up with her to see where that had, landed because
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they want to pull out, it's not worth it.
Peter asked a question. Um, did either of us troublemakers send anything to the Los Angeles grand jury? The civil grand jury, yes, we did a while back. And you don't know whether anything's happening. It's kind of like going to any kind of grand jury, it's all in secret. So you don't
Yeah.
know what's happening, but we know something's happening behind the scenes. Well, we don't know for sure, but yes,
Yeah.
we did about the permit process and the permit office and how biased and taken they are.
And if we don't get any results, then I'd say we just do it again next year. And by then we have even more evidence,
Right.
And the other grand jury, it's harder to get to a criminal grand jury, but that's just a process. But we're doing every step that some things we do in front, some things we just can't, like it's behind the scenes. Um, you don't want to tip off everybody and everything you're doing.
No, and you can't because, it would get safe pointed.
Hmm.
And so you really can't. Um, there's one thing right now that I am pointing to the grandstands saying this is where my ball's going to go. And that is with this RICO charging and RICO
Hmm.
charging, and they're going to um, have abuse wrapped into that. We will get abuse into there, child abuse, child trafficking. That is going to be part of that RICO.
Yes.
And
And
I'm
that's going to
I'm
be the thing that
pointing to
takes
the
them down, probably.
grandstands.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no way they can keep I don't think they'll be able to keep their tax identity if they are found guilty of RICO.
Nope. And that's on the organization, not necessarily just people. So
Right. Well, they can still do their thing. I mean, to me, if the people that feel like a self help thing, then that's not necessarily religion. It's a self help thing. Like if you go for therapy or you go for different things that help you feel better. If that helps them feel better, but that doesn't mean they get to be a tax exempt, gigantic entity that can just gobble up properties, all over a city and infiltrate the government, by safe pointing. It's the people who actually participate, adults who participate in whatever, if they want to, they're free to.
Adam, sometimes you crack me up, other times you make me shake my head. He says Taco Bell uses degraded beans.
That
That was funny. That
was
was
funny. He's like dun dun dun. Yeah,
but
you
um
always have to
bum.
have that little bum bump with Adam. That's funny. That's good. Yeah, well then I don't want to eat there.
No degraded beans.
No.
Okay,
Hopefully
well,
no squirrel meat.
do we have any other questions? We're probably gonna have to let Audit get going here pretty quick so she can get down there on time and get do her fluff and buff so she's ready to go.
Yeah, and
Oh,
thanks everyone. I'm glad, like we'll figure out the stream yard so I can do it too. But I
is
just
it
want to. I don't know who all that, but I want to thank all of them because you know what, like chat, you guys are literally. I don't know the support and just everything from you guys. You guys, you don't. I don't know if you realize how important you are. To me, I am always so grateful for all of you.
Amy M asked for me to read her question. Is the Jane Doe case a bench or a jury trial? I
Good question.
I don't know. So if I remember right, what was happening was the Jane Doe 3 was the one where Scientology got to pick a new lawyer, or a new judge. The first judge was going to rule that arbitration was not correct and should not be used and that it should go to trial. And so then Scientology asked for a new judge. The new judge comes in, and I think what they're going to be doing is either rendering the ruling about arbitration in that likes. And as I said, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know exactly, but that's what he's supposedly going to be ruling on is the arbitration.
I mean, did they even get to that point? Like, if it is a jury trial, like voir dire and sitting a jury yet, or are we only at the very beginning stages? Because I'm not up to speed with this trial.
We're at where, let me make sure that's, um, we're at where we need to find out if the judge is going to kick it to arbitration.
Okay, so that sounds like very beginning stages.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just they may not have even decided yet if they want a bench or a jury trial yet.
right. Sorry, my phone's going nuts, and I'll have to call her back. But so did that answer your question, Amy? Yeah, I hope the judge. I hope this new judge doesn't get intimidated by sending it to arbitration rather than letting it go to trial, which I believe is
But
where they're
which
at.
arbitration would it be? Arbitration like the Scientology arbitration? Like, is that what they're fighting for, or just
Yep.
standard court? This court
Nope.
version.
Scientology
Oh, okay.
arbitration.
Then I would hope and I would believe that with the win after win that that we've been having, that would encourage the judge to feel more confident to move forward in the
Right. And
proper way. That's my guess.
the previous judge had everything ready and was getting ready to make his decision and make his determination when he was pulled off. So you would think the new judge would go, "Hey, let's look at all the old judge's stuff and hopefully make the same determination."
Well, unless they have stuff on the, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of fear. I mean, I'm starting to notice that it can't just everyone be like that, that they don't know their job or they don't care. There's a level, I don't know if it's fear, I don't know what it is, but whatever hold they have, it is across the board everywhere, it seems. Like, I mean, like, I was really expecting to be public works to be the easiest one. That's why I started with that one. Is like, this is going to be easy, and it's not. We cut the cops off of doing their stuff way longer before we got public works to remove a planner. So there's something going on, and that's what I want to get to the bottom of in this city, is what is the stronghold and how do we end it?
Exactly. No, the RICO charges were for the Bixler case, not the Jane Doe 3 case. So those are two different ones out of the same Masterson trial, but two different civil cases going on.
Yeah, well, we need to know what's going on. I don't know. It's just, and as like like just with LA in general, it's, whether it's the Diddy thing or Sciento, it's, I feel like asking the police commission, the new police chief, can an LAPD detective find an egg under a hen? Because all this stuff going on in their backyard, and they're all clueless. Like, it took the feds to come in with, say with the Diddy thing, and not to get too much into that, but it's likely going to be the feds that's going to have to come in to deal with the Sciento thing as well. I mean, let's just face it. And so LAPD is going to have a lot of egg on their face.
Yeah, Gina, which trafficking case on the 8th? I thought that it was the 10th. The Jane Doe 3, I thought was the 10th. And I may be screwing it all up.
So the 8th is tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
I plan on being down there tomorrow. So I'd like to stop by and see if it is tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be, I think, a long day though.
yeah.
And then,
Everything that goes on, everything, it's mind boggling. And I'm glad Kelly put
oh yeah, that was
a
great.
calendar
Yeah,
together,
thank you,
but I
Kelly.
thought it was the 10th.
Well, we'll just have to go check her calendar and figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly, if you're out there, for doing that calendar. That was really great. Because I am not good at organization like that. I need people to, here, this is what we're doing or whatever. I need people to send me calendars, send me this because I'm horrible. I do my thing. I go in my zone, but I'm not the organizer. Good at that.
I'm organized here. I try and get it all into my head. Um, but if I
Yeah, I
start
work
having
very
to
much
put
within
it
my
on
head.
paper, I lose it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, ma'am. Any other questions, you guys?
Anyone?
Any closing thoughts, Miss Audit LA?
No, just like I said, I appreciate every last one of you. You guys are so important. You're so valuable to this movement. Just whether you don't, even just being in our chats and helping, asking questions, and all of it. But we're going to encourage you to write and to call, do the call-ins, and to get active in other ways if you can. And so you take ownership too, and that your voice is being heard, because your voice matters, as like I said, as much as anyone else's. So your letter, even if you think, well, I don't really know what to say, or if I don't feel it doesn't matter. It's getting, you're being where they're hearing from you, because you matter. Your voice matters. Your voice is as strong as anyone else's, and we need you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I really appreciate everybody joining us this afternoon for the impromptu. And hopefully, we'll get Michael on to talk about his hearing because we didn't talk about Michael's hearing. That thunder needs to come from Michael and Serge. So I'm still tight lipped about that one. And lots of good thoughts for Pearl on hers this week,
Yes,
Jane Doe's this week, and everybody else. And I thought Henry's was next Monday, not the 30th, but again, I could be wrong. So thank you so much, you guys, and have fun tonight. Audit, give everybody hugs for me tonight.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks. And thanks, Mona, for having me on and
All
teach
right.
me how to do it, so we could, teach me the StreamYard stuff. All right.
Okay.
Have a
Bye.
great, bye, guys.